What is going on, YouTube world? Welcome to my new channel, Gorilla Garage. My name is Mike. I will be your host for the foreseeable future on this channel. A little bit about myself. I am a retired veteran, retired Special Forces, or more commonly known as a Green Beret. The purpose for this channel is primarily my version of vlogging, or it is vlogging, and it's just more cataloging. My wife kind of convinced me to try this out, so I'm giving her a good 100% go at it. And I'm hoping to put across to anybody watching a little bit about, my personality and, being a Green Beret and how it applies in retirement. I'm taking all my hobbies that I've kind of collected, touch base a little bit touch here and there while I was in, not being able to fully commit to those hobbies just because of constantly moving, a lot of deployments, and but now I'm able to dive into those hobbies a little more and continue to learn, because a good Green Beret is always continuing to learn, is a sponge of information to absorb as much knowledge as possible. A really good friend of mine and mentor, former commander, Colonel Naylor, always really pushed upon all his troops to be a Swiss Army knife. To be a good Green Beret, you got to be a Swiss Army knife, know a little bit about everything. So I'm continually learning, being a sponge, absorbing information, and just going to apply it to my hobbies that I hope to portray here on YouTube. So in this first video, it's going to cover down on this LY6 6.0 LS platform engine that's going to go into my 86 Chevy crew cab dually here. I'm really big into square bodies, have been for almost 20 years. I have several here on the property that you'll probably be introduced to later on. So back to this engine. This is my first 6-liter. This is my first Gen 4 engine I've had the opportunity to refresh. I have a 5.3 4L60E in my 85 C10. That's my daily driver. But this one took me through a curveball. I tried to plan ahead, and on one of my last jobs that I did, I tried to order parts so it's ready so I can get back and get this knocked out. But learning about Gen 4 engines, and especially this one here, it has variable valve timing. So it's got a truck notice cam in it now, which you'll see in this video, and what it takes to do a variable valve timing delete, or VVT. And so I hope you'll stick around, check out this video. I hope to get a little bit better in front of the camera, because I'm not used to doing that. A little uncomfortable for me, but that's also the reason why I'm doing it, is trying something I'm uncomfortable with to get better at being uncomfortable. So hope you stick around for this video. Check it out. Feel free to comment as you see fit. No thin skins here, so say what you want. It really doesn't bother me any. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. So again, I hope you enjoy the video. So all I'm doing is breaking this down, putting new push rods, new rockers, and everything from Michigan Motorsports. But just take a quick look. Looks fairly clean so far. Looks like a little bit of condensation got in here. It's been sitting here for a minute, but overall looking pretty clean. The side's a little bit cleaner. We'll come over here to the table I set up. Like I said, this was the passenger side. Looks pretty clean. The driver's side had a little bit of surface rust, gunk on it. Again, I think it's because I've had this engine sitting in here for 3 or 4 months. But I mean, we're in Florida. I should take better care of it. I totally expect to be working on this sooner, but yeah, we're getting there. But I'm gonna put you back on the tripod and keep taking this apart. I'm gonna take the front end off and then take the heads off and go from there. we start installing stuff, we're gonna take a look at these heads real quick. You're looking at them the first time, just like I am right now. I hadn't had a chance to flip them over and take a look at them, so let's get you situated. Let's get you off the tripod here. Yeah, looks a little crusty, but we'll get that all cleaned up. Not terrible, but I'm also going to be switching out the springs, rockers with trunnion bearings, and stuff like that. So as we took that apart, we'll be able to take out these and take a look at them. So on to the next piece. I decided to move on to the heads and change out these springs and oil seals. I've already knocked out the first one just to get a battle rhythm, because usually every time I mess with heads, it's how you use the certain tools to compress the springs. It just acts differently with every engine, so I just want to get the battle rhythm. I'm going to sit here, I'll videotape the first one, and then I'll probably put it on fast forward with some music and go from there. All right, let me get this set up. This is the Bluegrass Performance valve spring compressing tool. And the goal is to get this centerpiece here centered up between the springs. It uses the threaded portion from the rocker rail. I just like to snug these down. I don't go super tight on them. And I realize I don't have anything holding the valves up, and what I did in the first one, I'll show you here in a second. I just like to get a few good cranks on this. And then I'll flip it up, give a little taps to the valves. Push them back into place, it pushes the valves up. I know it's not the preferred method, but this is what I have. This is what I'm going to do. Get them compressed enough. I have a little magnet here to catch the keepers. Come on. There we go. Just need to seat the valve real quick. And get all four keepers out. Got a magnetic tray over here out of camera view. And then we loosen this up. Oil the springs. We're going to keep the hats. We're going to reuse those. Just use this pliers here to try to grip it and do a little twist. It usually pops right off. Not keep the nose. Got some new ones here. Push those on by hand for now. And I like to take a socket that fits around it right onto the flange. Give it a couple of smacks until that tone changes. Put the old spring hats on the new springs. Line this tool up. I at least try to get this lined up so left or right, it's the valve stem is centered. If it is going to wobble as I tighten it up this way, but I'm able to finagle it once I get it, the spring compressed. Got one ready. First you drop one, then you gotta find it. All right, don't drop it. A good magnet helps you find it real quick, or quicker, but that's not ideal. All right. All right, I think I got it. Time to loosen it. And after this, I take a weighted mallet and I like to give a couple smacks on top just to seat those retainers in case there's any, it's not seated properly. It's either going to go flying or it'll seat itself. And that's how I change the springs and oil seal out. I'm gonna put on some music, and by the time you see this video, it'll be like 2 times speed, and You won't hear my music, but that free music stuff. It's another day, a few days actually. I've been waiting on some parts. This LY6 is out of a 2007, probably 2500, and it has the variable valve timing option on it, so I've had to order the new, basically cam gear, sprocket, and cover that to take that VVT option away. So in the meantime, I'll wait for that mail to show up today. I'm going to go ahead and take this rear main seal cover off, start prepping to go ahead and install the cam, and then you may not see it, but I want to get that in and I'll continue with the installation. So I'm probably just going to sit here and put you on a time lapse while I crank this out. Alright, I got that back cover off the rear main seal, and now I'm going to be installing a BTR Truck Norris cam. That's a 212 by 22 and 0.552 by 0.552. It's a 107 LSA. Going to be installing this into this LY6 6-liter. So back on time lapse you go. Alright, like I said earlier, I got the rear main cover off. I've installed the Truck Norris cam. While I'm here in the back side, there's this little plug here. Some people call it the barbell or the dog bone. What it is the oil passage from the oil pump shoots back down the block, and what this does is make sure it diverts into the oil filter and then back up and then into the lifters. So on high mileage, it's recommended to replace that. This one's made more of a plastic element, and I'm going to be replacing it with this aluminum one. So again, probably going to throw you on a time lapse or speed up. We'll get this knocked out and then start installing the new rear main seal and cover onto here. So. Alright, so I don't know if you can tell by the time lapse, what I ended up doing was drilling a hole and then putting in what I just used a drywall screw. But if you look at this, some kind of like composite plastic. In this plastic is the rib for the help keep oil passage directed the right direction, and then a seal here at the end. Now with the new one, obviously it's got a rubber seal up front and one in the back, and that's what I'm going to install here next. I'm going to use a little bit of assembly lube to get it in there. The intent is just to knock it in where it sits flush. Right there. And that's it. Next will be the new rear main seal cover, and we'll loosely tighten it up because it's got to sit flush to the bottom where the oil pan connects to it. We'll get that a little bit later. Going to clean this up a little bit and then get that on. So on to the next. while I was off camera, I didn't record it, but I got the new seal inside the back cover here. I'm gonna put it on here, and found this neat 3-piece system alignment tool because the front cover and the front time machine cover and the oil pan, basically the front cover and the rear cover need to be flush with the bottom of the block here where the oil pan, because the oil pan actually comes out over the, encompasses on the back case, in particular this back lip here, and the oil pan screws into this back cover here. But I'm not ready to put the oil pan on yet, but this is like one of the pieces I found online. It's supposed to bolt to the bottom of the oil pan and give you a flat surface to bolt this up to. So I'm going to do that now. First, I'm just going to get this on there, a couple bolts started with the new seal. I'm just getting these all started first. Come in with the Milwaukee drill, get them snugged down, but not completely enough so I can still move it. And I'll place this little bracket on the bottom of the oil pan here and see how that goes. Never used one of these. This honestly is my second LS platform engine that I have put together, resealed. I have one of my 85 C10 of a 5.3, and I've been driving that one for, shoot, I got it done in August, and took it up to Virginia for a couple of months, drove it around there, and then got it back down here, been driving it around. It's been doing really well so far, really good for me. I have a few things I want to upgrade on that as I go along, and we'll get into that in some future videos. Too much on that one. Alrighty. So yeah, the 5.3, my 85 C10 has been doing really well. Really happy with it. Yeah, just got to, unfortunately, still got its original 273 rear gears and rear axle, so it's definitely a highway cruiser. So I want to get that changed out. Do some minor stuff inside the cab and some a little bit more wire cleaning, but those will be a future video. I got to put together a list of things I got to do. And on top of that, you got an extra set of wing windows. I'm putting some new seals on and replacing these because typical square body fashion, mine whistle when driving. So just give me a second. Got to find an Allen key for this one here. Okay. Looks like it's trying to have me take off the windage tray. So I'm going to put you guys on hold for a second while I figure this out. All right, we are back again. We're at the point where I did it off camera, but I cleaned up the heads. You may or may not have seen a post on my Instagram about that, but now we are going to get into go ahead and putting in the lifters and getting ready to install these heads. So I'm just going to get to it. All right, I got had the lifter soaking in oil for a couple of days now. Ordered a bunch of new lifter trays. We'll see how this goes. All right. It helps if you put them in the right direction. And just like that, they're in. I'll get these lifter tray bolts tightened up and then start prepping for getting these heads on. All right, I forgot to start this recording. I got one side loosely put on. When I took the heads off, obviously one dowel pin's in the engine, the other one's stuck in the head. But I'm finding use this little magnet to hold my head gasket in place. So let me grab the other one and we'll get that one installed. Alrighty. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see if she'll stay. That pin inside the block was a little pushed up into the block, a little shallow. I got a little bit of a mess from my cleaning. I'll do a final rinse off with brake cleaner.
once I get it all installed. See if she'll stay while I go get the head bolts. All right, there you are. Two, three, four, five. 1, 2. Let's see if I can get place this down and started just to hold the head in place. Let me get a socket. All right, that's a good start right there. I'm gonna take a break and I'm going to get a new battery. Bad thing about GoPros, the batteries don't last very long. So I'll be right back and we'll get down to finishing putting these heads on and torquing them down.
All right, as I'm editing this first video, I realized I forgot an outro, so I'm going to do that real quick. I learned a lot from this first video. It's going to be roughly a 40-minute video, give or take. But either way, I apologize up front if it's not cohesive. Learned a lot. What I got a video next time to make it cohesive, and the next ones should be getting slowly better and better. But anyways, here's the block final sitting position. I got the new timing chain cover on with the BBT delete cover and the proper camshaft sprocket so that the cam sensor can read it, so the truck will run properly, hopefully. Got the lift plate on here already. Next video is going to be the C30, which is already out front here, tearing it down and pulling out the 454 TH400. Want to get this slapped in within the next week with the 4L80E, just so I can get the drive shaft off to the drive shaft shop and get that the right size for that one. So stay tuned. Hope this video is all right for y'all, but either way, the next several videos are going to get a lot better. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.